I'm John Williams, or to give it full title, I'm Clifton John Williams. That's my beloved mum's name, Clifton. I currently work with the Anthony Walker Foundation and I am their hate crime lead. And what that mainly entails is I lead a team of 4 people at present who support victims of hate crime. It's mainly race and religious hate crime. Sadly, that's on the increase, so we're in high demand. Prior to that, I worked within Merseyside Police. So I know my accent doesn't sound it, I'm a southerner by birth, but I went to Jamaica at quite a young age, grew up in Jamaica, came back to the UK and subsequently joined Merseyside Police. And I'm pleased to say I became the first ever DCI of Afro-Caribbean descent, so the first ever black DCI before I retired in January of this year. Around the age of 15, it was already set in my mind that I wanted to be a police officer. I knew quite early on, but again, the makeup of Jamaica, the professionalism of the police were different than the UK, so my family were dead set against it, mainly because the mortality rate was so high. But growing up in Jamaica, still remembered, it was one thing stood out now, that we were still sort of influenced by the colonial power and colonialism, because everybody in a senior position was white. So the head of the high school, the senior managers, the CEO were all white. And I've always just wanted to be a police officer. I've never aspired to go up the ranks or believe that I could be a manager any day. So I always thought, I'll finish off as a foot soldier. I'll probably just want to be around and catch the bad guys and make the world a better place. I joined Merseyside Police and I was a uniform officer for the first, probably the first 5 years. Then I went into the drug squad. I did suffer both overt and covert racism, and sadly that was not just from people out of the police, it was within the police. I remember leaving the Wirral where I was based, going to Liverpool Lake to get a haircut, and I returned thinking, wow, I look really cool, looking the part. And I remember telling a few colleagues we had been, only to be called in by one of the sergeants who challenged me about where I had been, and he made a remark that you've got to make your mind up, are you one of them or one of us? That would have major ramifications, because I think I went through probably the next 10 years confused of my true identity. Who am I? What am I doing? Where am I going? Am I one of them or one of us? And subconsciously, it probably reduced contact with my own family, with friends, with my own culture. I think you sort of get lost as a young man. You've got to backtrack again. I was 21. You know, my kids are at that age now, and I know how important it is that they've got their identity. Now, I would say to any youngster, just look at after the George Floyd murder. You know, first thing, I was devastated. George Floyd was a black man, but not only that, George Floyd was murdered by somebody in my profession. Doesn't matter where it is, it's my profession. But look at the people who went out in march. I've never seen a more diverse group of people marching over a single issue. So if you go into a company, remember the majority want you to succeed. Sometimes it just needs you to be that pioneer. So look for your hero, but you know what? If you can't find one, become that person, because somebody is depending on you. I got to DCI. I got to DCI as the first black male. I've got to DCI as the first black person. What I didn't tell you is that I failed the first time I did the sergeant's exam, and I also failed the first time I did the DCI. And when I failed the DCI, I was absolutely devastated. But less than a year later, I came top of the process, because I then surrounded myself with the right people and I control the controllables. It was in my gift to push that little bit further. And you may say, whoopie-doo, what's at the end of it? I am working at Anthony Walker Foundation out of choice. My family life is secure, not rich. My daughters are now adults, so I've provided for my family, and now I can do something that I'm passionate about. Because I want everybody to achieve their full potential, because nobody should be singled out or made to feel inferior based on their culture, race, religion, sexual orientation, or any other protected characteristics. I'd love to see someday you sitting there watching this on television and you can say you were the first of something. Wouldn't that be fab?